Hello there. How are ya? Welcome back to my channel. So this is Progress Week 3. And it's just a little space where I just talk about my personal stuff and how my videos are going. I just started this YouTube channel. And so I hope you're liking it so far. This week of October has been really energetically, it's been really low for me. And I think it's just because the season is changing. A lot of people feel that way. The hours are going to get shorter in the day. And so I'm feeling tired all the time. I don't know why. It's like, I take my vitamins. I'm just exhausted. And I think it's just sometimes your body just needs to recover from a lot of stuff, especially if you're an empath. You know, Sometimes you absorb a lot of energies, and when you learn how to put boundaries on people's energies, because that's their energies, and then you have your own energies, it's better. But still, you absorb these energies, and sometimes it's exhausting, definitely, especially if you work with people constantly. So, yeah, I um, I was thinking about a video. I wanted to do two videos last week, and one of them came to mind, and it's about touching yourself. And it was like there was a time during the pandemic when it was full blown. This was last year, and I remember hugging my pillow and holding it really close to me, and I could feel myself. And then I said, "I love you," and I said, "We're gonna get through this," as if this is another body, but it's mine still, and it's like we. Either and so I started bawling. I just started crying and crying and crying, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so healing." And so I continued touching myself and just feeling myself, and started asking forgiveness to my body for the things I thought about it, the negative things I thought about it, the negative things I put it through, and then I started changing the vibration into a thank you and I love you. And so I've been doing that a few times actually, and it's worked so much just to really cleanse the energies from my body, the vibrations that are lower, and heighten my vibrations. And so I wanted to share with you, and it came to my mind. I meditate a lot, so I'm sure this is divine intervention. It's just like when it's like, okay, you need to put this video out. And I was like, well, what should I call it? And I was like, well, touching yourself. That's what it is. A lot of people just go through, the motion. They take a bath. They probably go to the gym or not or what have you, but they don't see their body as the vehicle that's taken them through their life until this moment, and that will take them on for the rest of their life. And so they don't have that connection with their body as like, thank you for carrying me through this. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna put touching yourself. I mean, it's sort of like a really risque kind of like title, but I was like, whatever. And so it's funny because I'm new to this whole social media thing, and I took pictures of several parts. I don't think they were really risque. I mean, I've seen worse things on YouTube, but there was just a lot of body parts, hands, and stuff like that. And I put a collage together, and I made a thumbnail, and TikTok refused it. They were like, take this off. YouTube did too, and what else? Facebook did too because I did story. They did it as spam, because the advertisers like, hey, check out my YouTube channel. And so I was like, okay, so I'm gonna have to do another thumbnail, something a little like, less skin, I suppose. And so I did. Anyway, the video was great, and I hope you enjoy it. It's really good if you really want to heal. There's a lot of skin on the video and stuff like that, so beware. And as I suggest in the video, do it one on one, kind of session where because you're gonna cry. I mean, you're gonna release. You're gonna release. You're gonna cry. And if you want to do it as a group, do it as a healing therapy for a group. But it's a very intimate thing, connecting with ourselves. Let me see. So finally, I did that, and I put the video out, and nobody refused it. I put some advertisements on TikTok about it, and it was good. It was good. So, but I didn't have any energies to do another video. And I told you I was going to be a little candid on my channel and tell you about stuff that's going on with me. So let me tell you a story. You ready for a story? Okay. So I've been on HRT for a little over 2 years, and hence the dating game has changed for me totally. Like, it's totally a new thing for me, and it's not the same, the same whatever rules or expectations that I knew before I started taking this journey on HRT, hormone replacement therapy. And so I like, I'm going through a second puberty. And so, my body's changing. It's like pulling here, pushing there, and it's like sometimes I'm so exhausted, because it's a big change. And so sometimes I just feel like just lying in bed and watching TV, or just, writing or whatever, and just like I don't have the energy to get up. And I take my vitamins, and I eat healthy. I watch what I put in my body, even though sometimes you cheat. And so pretty much I have like the mentality that's changing, because it does a lot to your mental capabilities. And so it's changing. So I'm like a 15-year young girl. So I have these I'm like in this teenage phase. And so at that phase, you get those crushes, those little like mid-school crushes. And so I met someone on at a yoga class, and he's from Boston. He's like 6'2". He's ginger, tall, redhead, long hair, and normally not my to-go kind of type, And but he was just always such a gentleman, every time I saw him at yoga class, and super nice, super nice. And I always felt just like, I felt like a lady, like just like butterflies in my stomach, and super excited to see him at class every time. And I usually don't really like, I don't know, I'm very cautious flirting, I'm just like, because I'm still like, I'm like 15 years young when I say. And so I was like, but then I started letting, myself go, and being a little open. And and then, the bomb was dropped on me. He was like, I'm not interested in you. And so I was like, the record stopped, right? I was like, oh my God. I was like, I feel embarrassed, and I feel ashamed, but then I feel crushed, And I'm an empath. So I'm like, I was devastated, to tell you the truth. And, I'm like little Tinkerbell, very innocent, like, love, 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 love. And not expecting something like this. And I was like, oh my God. So I was like a few days in bed, just depressed. I was like, oh my God. And it's not dramatic. I'm not dramatic at all. I'm very human. But it was like, I was just like, I didn't have the energies to get up. I didn't have the energies to do it. It was just like, I was devastated. And even though I'm very strong and confident, and I don't let shit, like bother me, but this one was just really like in the heart. And so I couldn't even cook. I couldn't even cook or feed myself. I was like, oh my God. And so, the pizzeria down the street made a lot of money off of me, because I was just like, okay, bring on the junk food, bring the sugar I just need, and just watch YouTube channels. And the funny thing, you know the saying where it's like opinions are like assholes. Well, um, it was so strange. It seemed like everything on my home recommended had to do with my what was I was going through. So it was like I was watching stuff about, and all of a sudden, like games about relationships started coming up, and I was like, I didn't even know about this. I didn't know there was games. I'm so naive sometimes with these things. I'm like, oh, there's games, and then people test others people, um, and I was like, why would they do that? I mean, if just say no right away, or say, hey, I don't understand the games. And so I started watching more of these, and it was just too much. It was like too much. It was too much negativity because I was like, I don't like to play games. So it was just, I was like, wait a minute, I is this what a relationship is? Just all these terrible games, mind games? And I'm like, I didn't ask for these opinions, It's like, please recommend something nice and sane for me to watch. And it's like, so I just switched on to Netflix and watched something like that. So finally I just said, okay, you got to get out of this depression. And what it brought out, even though I'm a very person who's like, love yourself, you are enough, and this, that, but then all of a sudden it's just boom. And it hit me really hard. And what I felt with the feelings. I'm like, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? Where have I felt this before? And how can I deal with this, in a healthy way? And it brought up a lot of self-worth issues from when I was younger. Always being told, well, you're not going to be good enough, or you're just like your father, and just things that are said. And so, like, I'm not worthy of someone's love, or like, and I was like, oh my god, that's what is, and that's why I'm destroying myself with junk food, or sugar. I gained a few pounds. I don't know how many, but anyway, I still love myself. And so I was like, I have to get out of this depression. I just have to. And so it's so slowly a slow climb out of this not feeling worthy thing. Something that I didn't expect at all, because I'm always, in my channel, I'm always positive, and I'm always like, you guys are unique, you're special, you're fabulous, you are enough, you're loved. And I do that myself. I do my self affirmations. I meditate, as like maybe twice a day, in the morning and at night. And I'm very spiritual. I'm very in tune with the angels, and with God in my own right. And but it just hit me really hard. So it's okay. Sometimes these things are okay, that we learn about ourselves, because we have to continue. Okay, all right, that's okay. And the thing about it is, like, there's so many things that I wanted to do, but I couldn't do, because mentally it was like a little block that I had to, like, chip away slowly. And I was like, oh my god, I should be doing this, or I shouldn't be eating that. And then I noticed that I was like demonizing things that I would eat, or demonizing the that I was just laid out, and I couldn't do anything because of this. And so I worked through it, and I'm like, okay, yes, I am enough, yeah, you know, and so it's one of those things, and it's not something that's going to make me bitter, because you can't be bitter. You can be bitter if you want to. It's not going to get you anywhere. But it's you just learn from it, and you're like, that's okay, just move on. But I'm always candid. It's like, you know well, yeah, well, okay, that's fine, you're not interested, but I'm going to tell you, I like you, and that's it. I'm not going to say, oh, well, I didn't like you either. No, well, that's fine, and that's the way it is. And so, because all I know is love, all I know is how to give love, and I don't know the games that are played, if there's any games played or whatever. And I watched all these channels on relationships, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to play games with anybody. I'm not going to test anybody, because when you have your heart is when your heart is full of love, you don't test anybody to see, because I think that's a power struggle to see, okay, well, if let me see how much pain I can inflict on this person and see if I have power over them. And that's not the new way to do it. I mean, we are changing as a consciousness in the whole wide world right now, and we have to change to a higher consciousness. You know, not a let's play games consciousness. Let's hurt somebody and see how they react or respond, because that's pre-pandemic shit. You know. Um, Other than that, I'm a productive member of the society. I got myself a job. Everyone's fabulous there. It's really nice. Super excited about that. And anyway, and everything is good. Life is good. So it's so good to see you guys. Love you, and stay strong. Get your rest. If you don't have the energies, it's okay. The season is changing. Things are changing. Even crypto market has been low. It was like going down, 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 and I'm like, oh, okay. It's a fall. Everything. So that's okay. That means I can rest another few hours or whatever. Okay. So just take it easy on yourself, and don't be hard on yourself at all, because some other people will be. Don't be critical. Love yourself. You know, and I love you guys.